സ്വദേശത്ത് ഉപരിപഠനത്തിന് തയ്യാറെടുക്കുന്നവർക്കായി ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് ഒരുക്കുന്ന എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025. കേരളത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ സ്വദേശ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ പ്രദർശനത്തിന്റെ ഭാഗമാകാനും കരിയർ ഗൈഡൻസിലൂടെ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഭാവി വിജയകരമാക്കുവാനും ഒരു സുവർണാവസരം. ഇന്ത്യക്കകത്തുള്ള എല്ലാ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളും ഒരു മേൽക്കൂരയ്ക്ക് കീഴിൽ. ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025. ഏപ്രിൽ 1-2 തീയതികളിൽ രാവിലെ 10 മണി മുതൽ രാത്രി 8 മണി വരെ. കാലിക്കറ്റ് ട്രേഡ് സെന്റർ, കോഴിക്കോട്. കൂടുതൽ വിവരങ്ങൾക്ക്
അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എഡുഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025 സമർപ്പിക്കുന്നത് അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം.
वात्सल्यामृतवर्षिणीं सुमधुरं संकीर्तनालापिनीं श्यामाङ्गीं मधुसिक्तसूक्तिम् अमृतानन्दात्मिकाम् ईश्वरीम्.
Officially welcome us all and set the tone for the day. I now call upon Dr. Bipin Nair, Dean, School of Biotechnology. Dr. Bipin Nair is a distinguished microbiologist and biotechnologist and has made significant contributions to biomedical research, drug discovery and academia. He has led groundbreaking innovations including patents in biomedical devices and global research collaborations. I now invite him to deliver the welcome address.
Om Niteshwari Namaha. Namaskaya, Namaskaram. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to Amrita Vishwavidyapita. Welcome to EduFest 2025. Shri B.K. Unikrishnan, Senior Vice President Asianet News. Srimati Shubha Pillai, Principal, Sri Sabri Central School. Sri Amritlal, Chairman, Lakeford School, Kollam. Senior colleagues from Amrita University. Invited teachers from different schools, members of the Asianet News media team, students and parents from different schools, invited dignitaries, guests, friends. A very warm welcome to EduFest 2025. EduFest 2025 is an event that is jointly organized by Asianet News and the Directorate of Admissions, Amrita Vishwavidyapidam. As a prominent part of this prestigious fest, the Directorate of Admissions here at Amrita will be hosting RISE, Roadmap to Innovation, Success and Excellence. This program aims to empower aspiring students by providing them with essential academic and professional insights. So this is a unique, vibrant, inclusive, all-encompassing platform that will bring together the brightest youth with dynamic universities to create an enriching opportunity for exploration and collaboration. So in that regard, EduFest 2025 is coming together at an extremely opportune time, considering that the education ecosystem globally and it's taking into account the fact that the education framework is considerably volatile and insecure with multiple factors that are impacting on positive outcomes for academic and research objectives. So on this occasion, it is indeed an honor and a great privilege for us to have with us today Shri B.K. Unikrishnan, Senior Vice President at Asianet News. In spite of his busy schedule, he agreed to be with us for this event today. A very warm welcome to you, sir. A hearty welcome also to Srimati Shubha Pillai, Principal, Sri Sabri Central School. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us this morning. Welcome also to Sri Amritlal, Chairman, Lakeford School, Kollam. Warm welcome to you, sir. A very warm welcome also to the Asianet News media team. It is wonderful to have all of you here today for this event. Welcome to all the faculty members of the Amrita family from our 9 Amrita campuses across the country, and a hearty welcome also to parents, students, well-wishers, friends, all of you here today for this event. So in the context of this event, Edufest 2025, it is extremely inspiring to be cognizant of the fact that India as a nation is pursuing a fairly aggressive development agenda to become a US $5 trillion economy in the next few years, and maybe going up to US $20, $30 trillion in the next decade. So along with that focus on our academic goals and perspectives, there is the need to inculcate a sense of true Indian values in our education system, which is the difference between our system and anywhere else in the world. When I say true Indian values, a sense of integrity, a sense of honesty, a sense of accountability, a sense of dedication and diligence, a feeling of pride, a sense of identity, of belonging to our country, India, of the country belonging to us. So essentially, all of these were harnessed with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's initiatives, Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat. From an education perspective, these initiatives seek out domains, seek out sectors, identify opportunities to elevate India as a global leader in technology and innovation. So from a development perspective, India has focused on enhancing academic prowess through strengthening research and development. This kind of empowerment for our youth can come only if there is an instant reboot of the system. What I mean by reboot is a change in the mindset. Unfortunately, in the mindset today, there is that thought that if it is something excellent, it must have come from America or Europe or somewhere else. That is not the case anymore. India is capable of all of those things. Look at what we have done just in the past few years. Chandrayaan 3. ISRO scripted history, making India the first country to do a soft landing on the south side of the moon. Frugal innovation is what we were capable of. Very few people paid attention to the fact that that project that ISRO put together cost 615 crores, about 75 million, but that was still less than half of what Hollywood took to present Interstellar, a science fiction movie, which cost $165 million. That is frugal innovation done here in India. Look at what we did during the COVID pandemic. The biotechnology sector, and I'm proud to be a part of that. The biotechnology sector came forward and developed indigenous vaccines, making India the first country in the world to have been able to combat that pandemic. Making India the first country in the world to have vaccinated the entire 1.4 billion population. Making India the only country in the world to have been able to donate that superb vaccine across 70 countries in the world. All of that developed and produced and implemented right here in India with Indian research and development and technology. So that is what we are capable of. Look at what is happening with the National Education Policy 2020, NEP 2020, which all of us have been focused on. That has brought Indian education on the cusp of transformation. The vision to completely transform or reform, bring about a comprehensive reform of education. Universities in India can now build sustainable relationships with universities across the world. That will have an impact on research and education and capacity building for staff and student mobility. Programs that will encourage cross-subject, cross-cultural learning and then enable us to harness the power of diversity towards global leadership. All of us, again, need to be cognizant of the fact that today, with respect to innovation and entrepreneurship in education, India hosts the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. We are today the fifth largest economy in the world. Close to 160,000 startups at the end of 2024. And India ranks third behind the US and China in terms of that startup ecosystem. We are increasingly focusing on integrating technology and digital skills. The focus on research and innovation and setting up a startup incubation center across the globe and technology development centers in frontier areas of research. Here at Amrita, we have a technology business incubator that's considered among the best in the country. So that dynamic environment, that tech-savvy population that we have, skilled IT professionals, favorable government policies, immense opportunities for emerging entrepreneurs. Greater industry-academia linkages and interdisciplinary research. Entrepreneurship that is enabling, that is turning innovation into services, goods, and efficiencies that contribute to the local or regional economies. Look at what we have done as a country with the digital India innovation, looking at 5G technology, not 3 and 4G. Transformative impact that 4G technology had, bringing smartphones and digital services to millions across the country, even in rural areas. India is looking at becoming a global manufacturing hub for telecom equipment. We are set to be a global leader in 5G technology with IoT, AI, and cloud services that will empower India's MSMEs to drive economic growth. And look at what we have done with the UPI, the Unified Payment Innovation, the electronic payment innovation that has made India a global leader in instant payments. A mind-boggling 300 million monthly active users of that UPI system in India. System processing that deals with 5,500 payments across the country per second. That is what we are capable of doing. Nowhere in the world has that been possible. India is the leader. And so, the take-home message is that India, as a country, Bharat, is making remarkable advancements in multiple sectors and domains, as well as in emerging technologies. There is a fertile landscape to nurture that research and development ecosystem in the country. That is driving the future of innovation, sustainability, and economic growth. And that is resulting in a connected, empowered, and inclusive digital nation that is positioning itself as a key player on the global stage. So that is the ecosystem that we have in the country. And Kerala is a front runner in these initiatives in the country. So Edufest, thanks to Asianet News, driving this initiative, easily represents a complete educational experience center, a kind of a one-stop platform to facilitate institutions, students, parents, industry, experts to cover and share knowledge, discover opportunities, and build connections. So once again, a very warm welcome to everyone to Edufest 2025.
+2 ശേഷം വെറുമൊരു ഡിഗ്രി പഠിച്ചാൽ മതിയോ? ജോലി ഉറപ്പുള്ള കോഴ്സ് ഫ്യൂച്ചറിലും സ്കോപ്പ് ഉണ്ടാവണം. ഇതൊക്കെ തന്നെയാണ് എല്ലാവരും ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നത്. AI-യും ഡേറ്റ സയൻസും മുഖ്യധാരയിൽ എത്തുന്നതോടെ പല സ്ഥിരം കോഴ്സുകളുടെ ഭാവി പോലും ചോദ്യചിഹ്നമാണ്. വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്ക് അവരുടെ അഭിരുചിക്ക് ഇണങ്ങുന്ന ഫ്യൂച്ചർ റെഡി ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഡേറ്റ സയൻസ്, മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗ്, സ്പേസ് ടെക്നോളജി പോലുള്ള ഹൈ ഡിമാൻഡ് കോഴ്സുകളെക്കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതൽ മനസ്സിലാക്കാനും അവയുടെ ഭാവിയെക്കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതൽ അടുത്തറിയാനുമായി ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് അവസരമൊരുക്കുകയാണ്. ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ടോപ്പ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റികളെല്ലാം ഒരു കുടക്കീഴിൽ എത്തുന്ന എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025. ഏപ്രിൽ 1-2 തീയതികളിലായി കാലിക്കറ്റ് ട്രേഡ് സെന്ററിൽ വെച്ച് നടക്കും. ഓൺലൈൻ വഴി ഫ്രീ ആയി രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യാം.
അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എജുഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025 സമർപ്പിക്കുന്നത് അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം.
We are honored to have with us our chief guest, Sri Unnikrishnan VK, Senior Vice President, Asianet News. Sri Unnikrishnan is a seasoned media professional with extensive experience in journalism, broadcasting and media management. With a keen eye for news, he has been instrumental in shaping the newsroom's vision and ensuring its position as one of India's leading news channels. I now invite him to address the gathering.
Dr. Bipin Nair, Dr. Balakrishnan Shankar, Vishwanatha Amrita Chaitanya, Dr. Jyoti S.M., Srimati Shubha Pillai, Sri Amritlal, and Swami Maheshwara Chaitanya, Sri Indrajit, and Sri Binu. The lovely teachers of Amrita Vishwapeetham, the staff, lovely parents, and my dear students. A very warm good morning to you all. Happiness sees no boundary when I stand here and look at what's happening. Because for Asianet News, especially the brand called Edufest, what a lovely platform to start off with. So first and foremost, I'll have to thank all at Amrita Vishwapeetham to give us this opportunity to come here and showcase what Edufest 2025 is all about. First and foremost, I'll have to thank all those who are behind, right from my own colleagues here, Arun and Jitu, who had approached Amrita for the association. And what I get to understand is, it took only a few minutes for the officials of Amrita to associate with this. What an honor. Thank you very much for, that decision. Friends, looking at this brand called Edufest, or Asianet News as such, it's true. We have lot of, constraints out in the market to ensure the fact that we stand with the motto Nairoda Nirbayam Nirantaram, and I am sure each one of you sitting here would be hearing the kind of criticisms that we face just because we call spade a spade, and we don't kind of take even a small bit of surprise also, like for the fact that we stand strong for this brand. Why? Because Asianet News stands for the voice of Malayalis, for voice of the Keralites who are across the world. So when you say we stand as your voice, we should be truly your voice, right? So that's the reason why we kind of being upright and more honest on what we portray into the market. So that's where journalism takes a serious hitting back. And there are situations wherein if you look at my vehicle, I have Asianet News kept there. Okay, that is for a little bit of personal problems also, because when I travel, each time police wala shows, he'll say, okay, Asianet. So that can happen. So that was the intent. But then there is very more of problem behind it also. Is because people who do not like we being honest can take the situation to next level. What happens is, it is my personal vehicle, so it will affect me. So there is kind of this balance that we have to try to associate and put forward. Now, having said that, let me tell you this: any program that we bring out as you all know, news as such is hardcore. So what is that we can give back to the society is what we always think. And when we look at programs like Edufest, we have a program called Proud to be an Indian, which is to kindle the patriotic feel of young students. So these are all brands which have created a brand by itself. I mean, PTBI, possibly how we call it, is not a brand here, is because we have started it for expat students outside India. Now slowly the need for starting it inside India too has arisen. And last year we did it at a very small levels, but then the kind of impact that we could get through was humongous. So, taking a cue on to that, what I would like to say is, whenever we launch a brand like Edufest or Proud to be an Indian or like so many other programs, Mavili Yatra, Santa Yatra, so many things which are standing parallel to that of the news per se. See, what we have seen is, okay, we call them as not sponsors, but then as partners. So Amrita Vishwapeetham has now become our strong partner as far as Edufest is concerned. So when such a brand comes in, all what we see is the kind of sanctity that brand has also. Okay, as what we said, Asianet News in the Pariman Namaka, we have something called a strong spirit of not compromising on the brand, right? Similarly, when somebody is at the helm, somebody is like kind of partnering with us, the sanctity of the brand, the credibility of the brand also speaks wonders. And let me tell you this, my colleagues here would definitely vouch on this fact. Soon after we had inked the deal, you won't believe the kind of appreciation we got from across even the education industry for that matter. Amrita is there, so this is going to be a good. So that's the brand Amrita Vishwapeetham is for us too. And I'm strictly talking in terms of a brand. I'm sorry because I hate the brand, so that's the reason. So the whole point is this kind of an association can take things to a different levels. That is exactly what we have encountered, and let me tell you from rock bottom of my heart that the delight that is there in our minds are not beyond, are much beyond what words can describe. So that's the reason why I said this association started off very well, and let's hope and assume that it goes on for time immemorial. So thank you Vishwapeetham Amrita Vishwapeetham for all the supports and helps that you have given. Thank you. So first and foremost, what is Edufest for you? As Dr. Bipin rightly said, it is one good platform wherein students, you can explore the world of education in front of you. Because as far as bright young students are sitting here, you have future ahead. So you have to choose your career in a very, very meticulous manner, and you should know what you need to choose. Today, we were just discussing, just before the function started, we were discussing how the education system is kind of going on a revolutionary mood. Well, there are a lot in the market, lots to choose. And as what Dr. Vipin was saying, India stands tall in that. Education system, I would say, take it from me, in the near future, people across the world will say, India is the destination for education. It has now become the destination for medical tourism also. So it will slowly become the destination for education too. Because see, taking our programs into consideration, we also have something called a Discover Global Education. Okay, it is, in fact, they will kick me out if I tell that this, because Discover Global Education is all about, taking students to the outside world to ensure the fact that they can do an MBA or a BA or whatever education outside in Canada, US or whatever it is. But then friends, let me tell you this, the satisfaction that we get in promoting Indian brands, Indian education system is much, much more. Why being, see, you know how Canadian policies are or US policies are, you will have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations, rejections, we can see that. But when it comes to studying in India, as Dr. rightly said, it is a pride. We have the best of teachers, teaching the best of, subjects. And the kind of knowledge each one of these teachers who are sitting here have is wealth. So let's ensure the fact that we get the cream out of the teachers. Say I'm the son of two teachers, so I know how or whatever the teachers are going through or what kind of preparation they have to do to come out and sit in front and teach you young students, right? So my suggestion to you is come on to Edufest platforms. As the anchor rightly mentioned, it is like we have it in 5 centers, starting from Kozhikode, then Kannur, Kottayam, Malappuram and Kochi. So you have all these platforms open. We have close to 50 odd institutions coming in, universities and colleges coming in. They can give you wide range of subjects that can be given out. And I would say come there, explore, understand what the market is all about or how you can shape up your future. You have experts. We have even counseling team being arranged there. So you can come and sit and talk to them. They are all experts who can guide you as to which course you can take in. There is a lot of places wherein you can get confused. Where should I go? Should I take between these two? All these can be put at rest. Even as we were discussing, we were saying students do have much of this idea as to how to go about. But then parents, my request is you have to come there. You have to come and talk to institution experts. Understand what your kid is wanting and how you can shape this future. So I was just discussing 2-3 days back. Even me being a parent, my daughter is in 12th standard now, and say the next year at this time I must be running around institutions finding out where I can get her placed. So I was just telling one of my wife's friend, she was telling, her daughter was saying, I want to do BCom and then go into architecture. So I was thinking, like, is this girl a fool or we hearing it as a fool? But it is not the truth. It seems that after your graduation in BCom, you can anytime get into architecture. You can become an architect. So this kind of facilities are there. This kind of mixed match modules are there. And ma'am was telling us about how in Amrita how they kind of curate such kind of courses wherein people can be benefited of. See, we are standing in an institution which has everything that can be offered, right? So all you have to say is just knock at the door and ask for what you want and it will be given. So that's where Edufest is coming up to, and I'm telling you that is where even Amrita University also stands. See, this institution is across India. It's just not in this part of the world, it is across India, and it has loads and loads of visionaries, loads and loads of quality people who are driving this. So first, saluting to them, thank you very much for all these efforts and all the supports that you have given Asianet News. Thank you very much.
+2 ഡിഗ്രി കഴിഞ്ഞവർക്കായി ഏഷ്യനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ഡൊമസ്റ്റിക് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ എക്സ്പോ ഒരുക്കുകയാണ് എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025. ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ടോപ്പ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റികളും കോളേജുകളും കുട്ടികളുടെ അഭിരുചിക്കനുസരിച്ചുള്ള പുതുതലമുറ കോഴ്സുകൾ പരിചയപ്പെടുത്താൻ ഒരു കുടക്കീഴിലെത്തും. സൗജന്യ ആപ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഡ് ടെസ്റ്റും AI ആസ്പദമാക്കിയുള്ള കരിയർ അസസ്മെന്റും സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് കൗൺസിലിംഗും അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാം എക്സ്പോയിലുണ്ടാവും. നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇഷ്ടങ്ങൾക്കും അഭിരുചിക്കും ചേരുന്ന ജോലി സാധ്യത ഏറെയുള്ള കോഴ്സുകളെക്കുറിച്ച് മനസ്സിലാക്കി അഡ്മിഷൻ ഉറപ്പിക്കാൻ അവസരമൊരുക്കുന്ന ഇവന്റ് ഏപ്രിൽ 1-2 തീയതികളിലായി കാലിക്കറ്റ് ട്രേഡ് സെന്ററിൽ വെച്ച് നടക്കും. പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ ഇപ്പോൾ തന്നെ ഫ്രീ ആയി രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യും.
അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എജുഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025 സമർപ്പിക്കുന്നത് അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം.
My pranams, the lotus feet of Amma. Respected dignitaries on the stage, all the dignitaries seated here, from Asianet, senior professors, deans, principals, faculty members, and my dear students and parents accompanying you all. It's a brilliant program. Edufest 25, the leading media channel of Kerala, coming together with the leading university in the country, guiding our students, mentoring them to make career choices that are going to influence their future substantially. So it's really well thought out, because when you are in school, the biggest challenge for every child and also every parent, what next? After 10th, after 12th. It's very important that we take very informed decisions, because today is a very highly volatile environment, job environment, career environment, technology environment, so challenging, so confusing, that we really do not know what to do. And it is the responsibility of the news channels, the media, and even universities to guide students in school system so that they can make very informed decisions based on their own talent, their interests, their strengths, even their limitations. So in that sense, really I would like to congratulate Asianet and the university and the team come together and really opening up the space so that the avid, curious, interested students can get all the guidance, all the support, so they can take those very, very important decisions about their future education. So in this context, it's very important for us to know what are the kind of factors you all have to take into account when you decide about your future education. What to do after my 12th, most importantly, because Amrita University, primarily being a higher education institution, we feel it is our responsibility to give certain very important inputs for students so that you can decide very appropriately for what you need to do next. So in that context, just imagine what would you really look at, after your 12th. Imagine, of course, what really important is how well you've done in your studies, isn't it? Everything depends on your marks. Whether if you've done top line in your class, in your school, in the state, it's one order of opportunity. So it's very important that you know your basics well. Why am I saying this? Because recently I read an article where for a job interview, the questions they were asked were 4th and 5th class mathematics questions, it seems. Can you imagine? Because you can get through all your school education without even getting to, and many people could not make it. So that is what is the problem today. We can get through our school system without knowing the basics. So my assumption is, and my trust in all of you is, you would have done your basics well. Okay, you know what your interests are, and you know what your limitations are. So let us assume, I wouldn't want to get into that's an entirely different area of, really that SWOT analysis or my. So we will leave it aside. I believe fairly you know what you want. Then how do I decide which college to go into? How do I assess? Because today is a world of marketing, isn't it? Practically every day you will have so much of marketing literature flying all around the place, completely confusing us. So I will give you a few thoughts you can take back with you. One is any program you want to join after your school, please be aware you have to get an updated curriculum. You need an academic program which is world class. Today is a global world. Okay, even if you are studying in Kerala, the opportunities available to you after education will be anywhere in the world. So it's very, very important that we belong to one small tiny part of India. The education that you want to aspire should definitely take into account a top class academic curriculum. That implies that a curriculum that is not in the past but focused on giving you the education to help you build your future career in the future. Okay? And that would imply, for them today we are talking of AI. Whether all our programs, whether it be medicine or accounting or engineering, do they factor AI into the curriculum? Is the faculty members available to teach? Do they know how AI applies there? It is not only for engineers and technologists. Okay, even in travel and tourism, logistics, everywhere technology comes into picture, is it not? So you should please, whenever you review the curriculum, please see whether the curriculum incorporates technology which is defined in the future. Secondly, today is a global environment, as I told you. You need to get global exposure. It's not enough that we, little tiny pond. No, today is the world. All of us students are aspiring. You're all ambitious about doing great things in life. It's very important that the institution has global exposure means what? Faculty who travel around the world, who got education from the world, who are bringing that knowledge and the technological understanding into the campus, into the classrooms, the practical exposure is very important. You also have students from different parts of the world in your classroom. You have students who have the opportunity to travel around the world as part of their education. All this, and sometimes probably even have campuses abroad. Okay, so you have that flexibility to really make decisions whether you want to study abroad within being part of the university. And thirdly, it's very important, I study everything, but it's very important that you get a good job after your completion of your studies. So placements, again, that too top line placements, not just a job, not just a job so that I can eke out a living, really a job which is of your dream in top line companies in every field. Okay, there are good jobs, there are poor jobs. Your college should give you the opportunity to aspire for great jobs. Because you have worked hard, you have studied hard, naturally it's your right. So your institution should be able to give you placements of top order. Okay, and of course, I wouldn't want to, there are so many factors, but you want to have a good campus life. You don't want students who are only focused on studies and no all work and no fun, really boring life, is it not? So you have a campus life which really gives you are able to celebrate, you are able to do kalolsavam, sports, whatever you believe, and so a lot of fun activities. Your campus should be able to provide that. Another important point, which I think your parents will appreciate more than anybody else. Today, we want our campus to be secure. It's not, particularly in Kerala today, there's a huge crisis. So when we send children goes to college, but not school, college, there's a lot of freedom. The freedom has to be constrained in a manner that we do not lose direction in life. We need a campus which is very built on very good value system and good security. Okay? And finally, we need today, the world of yesterday's education. I know electrical engineers who never change a bulb. Okay, we have agricultural, graduates who never went to the field. We don't want that. Today's, whatever you learn, you need to be able to, practical exposure is very important. Okay, whatever you're learning, you should be able to do a job and do it well. So that particular practical aspect, and so whatever you do, you're able to contribute to society. So the ability to outreach is very important. So why am I saying all these things? Okay, in all these factors, Amrita is one of the leading universities in the country which will deliver on all this. Okay, you look at the faculty profile of Amrita, you'll have most of them have PhD programs. Okay, they're from the top universities all over the world. Okay, our academic curriculum, you will notice, is state of the art. We have students from all the way from Kashmir or the northeast, coming all the way to this little village in Amrita, because they have programs which they say, sir, we don't get this anywhere else. I said, what are you talking about? No, sir, I have chosen AI and DS, artificial intelligence and data science. It seems there's no other universities in India. So what it tells us is what the market needs. Amrita is able to survey that and exactly provide those courses in Amrita. So whatever you really decide upon, you will find that updated curricula in the programs available in Amrita. Please note that. Regarding global exposure, okay, you wouldn't find another campus more global in nature than Amrita, because of late we have even started a campus in Arizona, in Chicago. Okay, we have we have 9 campuses in the country. Practically we have every single program. Okay, every single, whether it be Ayurveda, whether it be agriculture, whether it be law, you will find under the umbrella of Amrita. So if you want to make choices about really, seeing whether Amrita has a course for you, you will definitely find one. And placements, as I told you, is very important. Amrita, every year, we have more than 200 companies visiting our campuses, and top-line companies, like, you name it, practically you will find almost 90% of the companies that visit IITs and NITs, they visit Amrita. So that is the kind of, confidence the top companies in the world have in students in Amrita, because we are able to turn out students, okay, with the same order of excellence that top institutes in the country are able to do. That I think goes a lot in speaking about the capabilities of Amrita students. And incidentally, one thing I did not want to mention, like, we're talking about campus life. One of the greatest strengths of Amrita is the various student clubs we have. And these clubs encourage students to participate in contests. Okay, what are the importance of contests? Contest means it's malsaram. You have to go fight it out and bring prizes. Do you know, from this campus, students year after year goes to world contests, not state contests, not national contests, global contests, and we come back year after year with top number one prizes. Again and again for the past several years, in robotics, in programming, in ICTF, in hackathons, you name it, more or less, good number of them are top 10 clubs in the world. So when you join companies like this, colleges like ours, what you really get an opportunity is to really be one of the top in the world. Okay, so the excellence today is really of that order. We cannot, even though we belong to a village, okay, we can really be global in true sense of our abilities. And security and value system, I wouldn't say. One important factor, as Vipin sir rightly mentioned, okay, the value system, friends. It is not enough that we are technologically, academically very strong. It's not enough that we grow our minds and alone. It's equally, or I would say even more important, that we grow our hearts. Because we can be an engineer, we can be a doctor, and yet not be a human being. Is it really worth it? No, we will be a nuisance for our own life, for our friends, for our family, for our neighbors, for our society, and we know so much what's happening today. It's very important that we get an education for a living, what we have described so far, along with education for life. We need to know what is our life about. We need to know what is the importance of our life. We need to know the purpose for which I need to live. What is, when I leave this world, what am I taking away with me? What is my responsibility and duties here? To my parents, to myself, to my society, to my nation. It's very, very important that we get an absolute good clarity. Otherwise, honestly, we will be all the great, it's like giving a knife to a killer, only helping them sharpen the knife. But we need to give a knife to the doctor. Okay, so that the knowledge we gain should be rightly used for the good of the world. But if we don't give good values, the same knowledge can be misused and used for wrong things. So that is why Amrita gives a lot of importance to education for life. What is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of my life? How do I have to live my life well? I agree, today's society is very little that children get an opportunity to learn this, but at Amrita we give a lot of importance to this, and I believe that turns them out to be great individuals, to great human beings, who become ambassadors for the world, for peace, harmony and love and service. So each one of the students at Amrita, we ensure that go out into the world, extending the reach of love, care and support. That is the value we truly learned from our Chancellor, Mata Amritantamai Devi. I think all of you know Amma, so that I wouldn't want to elaborate. So broadly, friends, so this platform of EduFest will really give you an opportunity to look at your future. And this is the most important turning point of your life, 10th, 11th, 12th. Look at the future, look at what are the challenges that lies ahead, what are the kind of equipment, what are the readiness you need to have so that you can really, be ready and make those decisions which will help you to build a strong foundation for your future. I should not take long time. Thank you for your patient listening. Wish you all the best. Praying to Amma for Amma's blessing that all of you do well in life and in your career. Om Amriteshwari Namaha.
സ്വദേശത്ത് ഉപരിപഠനത്തിന് തയ്യാറെടുക്കുന്നവർക്കായി ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് ഒരുക്കുന്ന എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025. കേരളത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ സ്വദേശ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ പ്രദർശനത്തിന്റെ ഭാഗമാകാനും കരിയർ ഗൈഡൻസിലൂടെ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഭാവി വിജയകരമാക്കുവാനും ഒരു സുവർണാവസരം. ഇന്ത്യക്കകത്തുള്ള എല്ലാ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളും ഒരു മേൽക്കൂരയ്ക്ക് കീഴിൽ. ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025. ഏപ്രിൽ 1-2 തീയതികളിൽ രാവിലെ 10 മണി മുതൽ രാത്രി 8 മണി വരെ. കാലിക്കറ്റ് ട്രേഡ് സെന്റർ, കോഴിക്കോട്. കൂടുതൽ വിവരങ്ങൾക്ക്
അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025 സമർപ്പിക്കുന്നത് അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം.
The countries ahead of us are USA, China, Germany and Japan. and we are fifth, and we are, of course, extremely happy to say that we beat UK, and we have beaten them and come here. And we did that without having to colonize other countries like UK did. We did it through hard work. But then, one important thing for you to know is when you say GDP, and if you take the per capita, per population, then obviously the Japanese numbers are different from the Indian numbers because India's population is so huge, and Japan is a country just ahead of us. But there is one extremely important factor that, so in one way we can feel that we have a long way to reach Japan's level because the population of Japan is so small, but still their GDP is so much bigger. But there is one extremely important factor that we should not forget. The demographics of Japan, most of the people are above 60. The demographics of all these countries, they are all older countries. The people are more, I'm not saying that if you're above 50, you're not good. I'm above 50, so that's not the point. But the thing is, India is the youngest population in the world. And that makes this the most exciting century for you to be, because what it means is that to translate this gap between the fifth and the fourth, what is important is the youth of this country and the opportunities that are available to the youth of this country, the challenges in education, the revolution in education that is coming out, how we are going to take these challenges that are coming to you, how we are going to take the changes that are coming to you, and how we are going to innovate using that, and how we are going to leverage this gap, and you leverage the skill and bridge the gap between the fourth, fifth, and the third place. That makes the 21st century in the Indian century. It's going to be the Indian century. India is going to be one of the superpowers of the world by 2050, and you, the students, are going to be the architect of that change. And for that, education is the critical thing. Innovation in education, innovation in the curriculum, in the type of projects that we do, in the type of courses that we do, in the type of opportunities that we give to the students is the critical factor. If we miss this bus now, we are doomed. We cannot afford to miss this bus now. We have to catch this. And we will. And we are doing it very well. Amrita is doing it extremely well. And I will tell you much more about Amrita in a little while. But then when you talked about, Dr. Bipin talked about Chandrayaan, and Vishwanathaji talked about competitions and global rankings. I want to tell you something. There was a Mars rover project where students from all over the world competed in USA and in UK to design a rover, a robotic rover that goes on the surface of Mars. Our students from here participated in it, and they came fourth in the world on this campus. Yeah, that applause is not enough, but I will tell you one more, and I will tell you why you should applaud more. The competitors were people from Stanford, Princeton, and Purdue. Students from Vallikavu beat Princeton, Purdue, and Stanford and got fourth in the world. Now, please clap more than that. Okay, so that is what I mean when I say it doesn't matter. Don't get carried away by names. They were from Princeton and Purdue, but so what? We did better than them. Why? Because the exposure, the training, the teaching we gave you. I'll tell you one more success story. And so these are stories I'm extremely proud of. We sent one student for a BTech project in NAL, National Aerospace Lab. And he did extremely well. And we designed a micro wind turbine, and NAL got a patent on that. And it was very nice. They got a very good project was done, and we were very happy. But I had no clue how far-reaching this simple innovation that he did was. Then we tried through our international programs. We have more than 200 MOUs with international universities. Using one of them, we got him admission to a relatively low-ranking university in the US because there were financial problems that he had. We could not at that time get him to a very high university. So we got him to a relatively low-ranking university. There he did fairly well. And then, one of the most brilliant people I've come across, and then he joined a company in Indiana, in a biomaterials company. And later on, because of his other work in NAL, etc., he applied to Tesla. Okay, he applied to Tesla. Now, because of the BTech project that he did here, sitting in Vallikavu, the micro wind turbine that he designed, Elon Musk, I'm not joking, Elon Musk saw that innovation and now he's a leading process engineer in the Gigafactory Nevada Tesla. Okay, so I have a student, and 4 of his classmates are also there. So I have students from here who have beaten Princeton and Purdue. I have students from here in Tesla, in Schlumberger, in L&T, all over the world, in top positions in the world. Recently, one of our students is a leading engineer in Intel, and he's a president of the IEEE, United States Awareness Education Society. So this means that the world is yours. The world is yours to seize. There are opportunities everywhere that you need to grab and you need to understand. But first we have to tell you what these opportunities are. And next, and most importantly, it is very important to design curriculum, teaching methods, courses, and exposure to students to give them those opportunities. And that is what Amrita excels at. That is why within a brief period of 20 years, we are now India's top private university. I'll tell you more about Amrita in the next time. I'm not going to go into that. But I'm very, very happy to see all of you here. Very happy that this EduFest is going on. Congratulations to the team for setting this up. I wish you all the best in your career, in your hunt for a good institute, and in your future educational endeavor. And I wish you all the best. I hope you get into the dream institute which you want and the dream career that you want. And I will be showing you, and we will be showing you, how Amrita can be a critical factor in making your dreams come true. Namaskar. Thank you.
+2 ശേഷം വെറുമൊരു ഡിഗ്രി പഠിച്ചാൽ മതിയോ? ജോലി ഉറപ്പുള്ള കോഴ്സ് ഫ്യൂച്ചറിലും സ്കോപ്പ് ഉണ്ടാവണം. ഇതൊക്കെ തന്നെയാണ് എല്ലാവരും ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നത്. AI-യും ഡേറ്റ സയൻസും മുഖ്യധാരയിൽ എത്തുന്നതോടെ പല സ്ഥിരം കോഴ്സുകളുടെ ഭാവി പോലും ചോദ്യചിഹ്നമാണ്. വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്ക് അവരുടെ അഭിരുചിക്ക് ഇണങ്ങുന്ന ഫ്യൂച്ചർ റെഡി ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഡേറ്റ സയൻസ്, മെഷീൻ ലേണിംഗ്, സ്പേസ് ടെക്നോളജി പോലുള്ള ഹൈ ഡിമാൻഡ് കോഴ്സുകളെക്കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതൽ മനസ്സിലാക്കാനും അവയുടെ ഭാവിയെക്കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതൽ അടുത്തറിയാനുമായി ഏഷ്യനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് അവസരമൊരുക്കുകയാണ്. ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ടോപ്പ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റികളെല്ലാം ഒരു കുടക്കീഴിൽ എത്തുന്ന EduFest 2025. ഏപ്രിൽ 1-2 തീയതികളിലായി കാലിക്കറ്റ് ട്രേഡ് സെന്ററിൽ വെച്ച് നടക്കും. ഓൺലൈൻ വഴി ഫ്രീ ആയി രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യാം.
അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025 സമർപ്പിക്കുന്നത് അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം.
With an illustrious 21-year career in education, including 9 years as a principal, Sri Shubha D. Pillai has been a dedicated leader in shaping young minds and driving academic excellence. It is my honor to now invite her, the esteemed principal of Sri Shabri Central School, to address the gathering.
So being a principal, really it's a pleasure to be one among all the great personalities of today's function, EduFest Rise. The name itself denotes rise together in education. Actually, these EduFest or the Educational Expo really creates a platform to understand the diverse courses what is in our surroundings and choose the courses as per our likings, choosing the universities, meeting the representatives from the universities, going with the curriculum, the very important fact of today's education, and personally clearing all your doubts. That's what Education Fest denotes or signifies. As a point, when it comes to the school level, from class 10 onwards, 10th, 11th and 12th, these 3 grades are the very important grades where they come and dream for their futures in the schools. Today, more than teachers, the students are equipped in all the fields. Because years back, when I was a student, I used to go to library to get the notes or to clear my doubts. But today the scenario is different. They can receive all the things in their fingertip. If they just Googleize, they are more brilliant than the teachers or the scholars, those are there in front of them in school level, what I am speaking. The thing what is lagging in school level is the values the beliefs, what we are going through, especially in Kerala nowadays, that has to be sculpted more along with the education. That's what I feel every time, every day, every second. The values are more important, the beliefs are more important, the emotional coefficients are more important. In papers, in medias, every day we go through lot of cases, lot of newses. All the students in present day, in this scientific age I should say, all are bright and brilliant. But some or the other way they are lagging their emotional coefficient. They are not confident enough to balance the yes and no. Because most of our kids or our parenting system, they listen no, the word lesser in their day-to-day life. I hope I am clear to you all. As a mother, if I am pampering my child, I am providing every aspect of his liking, that means I am giving S to him every day. We should build the child in the society in such a way that he or she should be bold enough to bear no's more than S. Then only he or she can be a brilliant, confident, courageous personality of tomorrow. Only that is the thing what is lagging. I felt in school level, rest all the students, all the kids, they are bright enough to come out with their aspirations in their knowledge of subjects what they want to choose in their higher studies. Of course, the platform what Edufest is providing, they are giving every in and out of all the courses what in present scenario a child should choose, how they should come out. They should come out with their proper intelligence to choose the subjects, to learn the subjects through experiential learning. As the NEP, National Education Policy of 2020 signifies, hands-on experiments are more important than the traditional rote learning. Put yourself on the subjects what you are choosing, not through just mugging it up, practice it and come out with the result, that is generalization and publication of the subjects or the topic what you are learning. In school level, like years ago, we are not just pointing or making them get A1 in all the subjects or score cards, but making them more to the field trips and on experiential learnings. So, Amrita being one of the most apt environment for the kids to enjoy all their rights, I would say, along with the education, along with the values, along with the spiritualities, and the most important is the security of the campus provides a second home for the child. Means a great belief from the part of parents to send their child to the campus so that he or she can flourish in all the advanced way what the parents or the society dream for them. So my sincere thanks to Asianet for collaborating with Amrita. In coming days also, I hope this type of Edufest will be conducted in coming years with more advancement in AI field than what we are going through. Like I think they are going to have it in the rest of the district in our states. So thank you parents for being a part of Amrita, for being a part of Edufest, and my lovable gurus, once again pranams to all of you for inviting me over here and giving such a chance to come and meet you all. Thank you so much.
സ്വദേശത്ത് ഉപരിപഠനത്തിന് തയ്യാറെടുക്കുന്നവർക്കായി ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് ഒരുക്കുന്ന എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025. കേരളത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ സ്വദേശ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ പ്രദർശനത്തിന്റെ ഭാഗമാകാനും കരിയർ ഗൈഡൻസിലൂടെ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഭാവി വിജയകരമാക്കുവാനും ഒരു സുവർണാവസരം. ഇന്ത്യക്കകത്തുള്ള എല്ലാ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളും ഒരു മേൽക്കൂരയ്ക്ക് കീഴിൽ. ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025 ഏപ്രിൽ 1-2 തീയതികളിൽ രാവിലെ 10 മണി മുതൽ രാത്രി 8 മണി വരെ. കാലിക്കറ്റ് ട്രേഡ് സെന്റർ, കോഴിക്കോട്. കൂടുതൽ വിവരങ്ങൾക്ക്
അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025 സമർപ്പിക്കുന്നത് അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം.
We are honored to have with us Shri Amritalal K, a renowned educator and leader with over 4 decades of experience. As the chairman of Lakewood School, Kollam,
Edufest are not just a gathering. It's not just a gathering. It's a transformative platform empowering institutions, educators, and for students it is a golden opportunity for them to get information, a lot of information about what is happening around. It's a gateway to opportunities. Edufest are gateway to opportunities. It's a bridge between a student and opportunities. In expos like this, schools, universities, vocational institutions and industry professionals come under one roof. And students are able to get information about academic programs, about their career paths, about scholarship, about internships and many other information they are able to gather. Imagine that a high school student after +2 wants to go abroad and continue to pursue their studies. He will be totally in dark as to how to start with, how to begin with. So educational expos provides the right opportunity for them where they get information, they get contact with institutions outside, even global universities or even centers of excellence where they can directly get information as to how they can get the admission in such colleges, and even they can get information about even funding also. These are all possible in educational expos. So students nowadays, as the trend of students after +2 going to, they're not going to Gulf at present, now they are going to European countries for higher studies. One of my students who passed out 12th standard last year, he has joined he was an average student. He joined an artificial intelligence course in some college in England, in London. After one year, he visited my school and he was proudly telling me, "Sir, I am teaching also in some other schools or schools." So that is a type of opportunity they are getting when they are going outside. Parents cannot control them. So they are the decision makers now. Emotional dependence towards the parents is now being reduced. So they are the best persons to decide as to what they have to choose in future. And this type of educational expos definitely foster innovations in education. Innovations in education. These are incubators of innovations. Educational expos, when it is conducted in the right sense, it's a real incubators of innovations. So in the panel discussions, in the workshops, in the demonstrations about maybe AI and robotics and virtual reality and all these things, expos spark the curiosity and inspire creativity in thinking. So that way it fosters innovations in education, not just showcasing the opportunities alone, But such exposure providing opportunities for more innovations in education also. For example, if a student who interacts with the virtual reality-based learning tool in an expo, definitely he will be inspired to pursue a career in educational technology, no doubt about it. And that is how the expos are going to be beneficial to the children, not just providing them information to choose the institution they have to continue their studies or a future career, but it also provides opportunities for fostering innovations in education. I think Asianet is a right media for organizing all these things, and I think they will think deep into such aspects rather than just bringing in institutions from outside and giving them exposure to think about where to go, what to do, and all that.
Now, let's move on to the official launch of Asianet News Edufest 2025. To mark the beginning of this incredible journey, we have a special video that captures the vision, scale and impact of this grand initiative. To officially launch Edufest 2025, I now invite Dr. Bipin Nair to kindly play the video and inaugurate this prestigious event.
സ്വദേശത്ത് ഉപരിപഠനത്തിന് തയ്യാറെടുക്കുന്നവർക്കായി ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് ഒരുക്കുന്ന എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025. കേരളത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ സ്വദേശ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ പ്രദർശനത്തിന്റെ ഭാഗമാകാനും കരിയർ ഗൈഡൻസിലൂടെ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഭാവി വിജയകരമാക്കുവാനും ഒരു സുവർണാവസരം. ഇന്ത്യക്കകത്തുള്ള എല്ലാ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളും ഒരു മേൽക്കൂരയ്ക്ക് കീഴിൽ ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എഡ്യൂഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025. ഏപ്രിൽ 1-2 തീയതികളിൽ രാവിലെ 10 മണി മുതൽ രാത്രി 8 മണി വരെ കാലിക്കറ്റ് ട്രേഡ് സെന്റർ, കോഴിക്കോട്. കൂടുതൽ വിവരങ്ങൾക്ക്
അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം ഏഷ്യാനെറ്റ് ന്യൂസ് എജുഫെസ്റ്റ് 2025 സമർപ്പിക്കുന്നത് അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം.